It had been raining hard on the island of Sodor. Thomas was taking some trucks to Miss Jenny's yard. When he arrived, he saw that Jack and his friends hadn't went to work. "What's wrong?" asked Thomas. "It's not a day off." "It isn't," rattled Jack. "We're all having a tune-up," added Kelly. "Oliver and Ned are lucky," steamed Buster. "Oliver? Ned?" asked Thomas. "What about them?" "They're on an early morning job," replied Kelly. "They're going to clear Henry's tunnel after the storm." "I'm glad I wouldn't be working in a storm," said Jack. "All that hail and rain would hurt my bucket." Thomas and the others laughed at that. Oliver was very excited. "Digging a tunnel," he said to Nelson, "is very exciting for a digger." The old transporter smiled. "That is very exciting. That's the first 5 times you told me that," he whispered. Soon they arrived at Henry's tunnel. The rain from last night had caused a landslide. The tracks were now blocked with rubble and earth. Max and Ned were there too. "We're late," grumbled Max. "Yeah, but at least we showed up," hummed Ned. Max was taken aback. "We have arrived," announced Nelson. "Of course we have," smiled Oliver. "And by golly, look at this mess that storm made." Oliver looked very firm. This is no trouble at all." Soon everyone got to work. Oliver was delighted. The more rubble he found, the more he could start digging again. Then again, and again. Oh. It wasn't a while until at last the first track had been cleared. "Well, what do you know," smiled Oliver. "A work of art." Ned was impressed. Working carefully, he began to load his bucket and load it into Max. "Watch it, dustpan," grumbled Max. "Pay no attention," smiled Oliver. "Remember, safety first, second, and third. I'm aware of that." Soon enough, Oliver and Ned found that there was more rubble than they thought there was. They realized they had to work carefully and make sure the rails weren't damaged. Otherwise, an engine would come off the rails. Soon enough, the tunnel had been cleared. Oliver and Ned smiled. "Piece of cake, eh?" laughed Oliver. "Yes, sirree, Bob," smiled Ned. What cake?" Their operators were about to call in a day when suddenly Oliver's operator cried out. "There's a brick missing!" he cried. Oliver heard this and turned right around. "Oh my," he gasped. "He's right." Ned was surprised. "I hope it wasn't my fault." Oliver smiled. "You weren't up there to begin with," he laughed. Ned smiled. Ned's operator cried out. "This is urgent," he said. "That bridge section could fall over any minute." Just then they heard a whistle. "That's Percy," cried Ned. "He's coming up the line." "We better do something quick," yelled his operator. Then Oliver had an idea. He raised his mighty arm and pressed against the bridge section. "What are you doing?" cried Ned. "Doing what's right," groaned Oliver. He used his arm to push forward. The bridge section groaned under the weight. Just then, Oliver was pressing so hard he began to tilt. Ned saw this and charged forward. Thanks to Ned, Oliver was balanced, and the bridge section was set. Percy was flagged down by the time he got to the tunnel. "Frying pans!" exclaimed Alfie. "What happened here?" Oliver and Ned quickly explained the situation. By the time they finished, Percy was smiling. "Well done, Oliver! Well done, Ned!" he shouted. "You did very well to save us from a nasty accident." "It makes me feel good to be an excavator," smiled Alfie. Ned was so proud he didn't watch where he was going. He bumped into Oliver, who tilted again. Ned blushed. "Do you want some help?" grunted Oliver. "I'd like that very much, thank you."